crazy for this one.
Happy New Year! Well, happy 2018. We think it's 2018. We're not quite sure, but this is the calendar year known as 2018. So happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is the first podcast of 2018. Thank you for watching. This is #Freedom, a literary podcast. If this is your first time joining us, please make sure that you click that like and subscribe button so that each week that we post these, you can be tuned in and join in and comment and just keep up with us. So each podcast, we start off with Black Excellence. And this week, it literally is going to the entire race, Black people, period. All of us. We are Black Excellence. 2017 was trash. It was trash. So for everybody who just thugged it out, survived, did their thing, they hustled, they elevated themselves in some way or somehow, or even just had the mentality to think like, okay, I'm gonna get there to where I want to be. You are Black Excellence, because despite whatever is thrown your way, you persevere, you're resilient, you're dope, you're bomb, you're lit. So Black Excellence goes to all of you. You're amazing. You are Black Excellence. Black Magic, that's you. Diving right into the hot topics of everything. This new year has definitely started off very interesting already. I think it's just a precursor for what the 2018 year is going to be. Everyone that I know is out here moving and shaking, and it might be because of New Year resolutions, but whatever it is, I am grateful for this energy of just like renewed, like, I don't know, like it's like a renewed power. Like I got to get out here and get it. I got to do better for myself. I got to do better for my family. I got to do this. So it's awesome. It's great. I've been loving it. On the entertainment side, Grown-ish premiered. If you aren't familiar with that, it is the spinoff from Blackish with the eldest daughter played by Yara Shahidi, which she is so dope. Like she's literally like the little teenage sister that you always wanted to have, or like that dope little cousin that you're like, oh hey girl, like that's Yara Shahidi. The show is great. It's not cliche yet. It has a great cast in it. It literally has those two twins that Beyonce signed, Chloe and Haley. Like they are dope. It's a great show. Tune in. It comes on Freeform, so you do have to kind of look for it, but it's worth it. Like we need to support it. It's super Black. It's super dope, and it's not cliche yet. I'll keep you posted if we get there. Love and Hip Hop Miami did premiere. I'm not going to say anything negative about Trick Daddy because, you got to respect the elders, but he is looking very interesting and very old up there. Trina's born, but that's expected. But the interesting little spinner they put in there was this new girl. Her name is Amara La Negra. She's a Dominican singer who's had a lot of success on that side, but she's trying to transfer over to like hip hop and crossover and everything. She's beautiful, very dark pigmented sister that wears like a huge, beautiful afro. I think it's hers, but I don't even know. I just appreciate the natural embrace. Like she's all about being Afro-Latina. Like it's her thing almost. Like it's like her tagline, if you will. And in the show, she was meeting with somebody named Young Hollywood. I don't know who he is, but he appears to be of some, he appears to be Afro-Latino his damn self. But he is like coming at her, telling her like, you need to tone it down, be more sensual. You can't be like, basically was trying to tell her she can't be sensual with her afro. And, of course she like came for him like, why are you trying to change my image? And people like that really just bother me because it's like, y'all do realize we're all connected in this African diaspora, right? Like, you ain't never seen that meme that says we're all related, it was just a different boat stop? Well, that's real. Like, I know meme culture, we just like laugh it off, like it, haha, maybe share it in your group chat. But it's real. The transatlantic slave trade didn't just come to America. I know that pretty little map they showed us in school where it was like, yeah, it went from Africa, and you just see a big old loop that just goes to North America. Like, no, it also went to the Caribbean, and it also definitely went to South America as well. And the fact that this young Hollywood person even thinks that that's a thing just goes to show you of the after effects of colonialism. Like, to think that it's something separate. I think it's dope that they have an Afro-Latina on a show like Love and Hip Hop for the people who aren't familiar with there being darker pigmented Latino women. Like, everybody doesn't look like J-Lo and Sofia Vergara. And Amara La Negra actually said that to the young Hollywood guy. So I thought that was dope. It might be a little bit of Mona Scott trolling us, y'all. But you know what? I embrace it. I've seen a lot of young girls embracing it and being hype about it. And I think it's good representation. But for anybody who thinks that there's some sort of separation between the two, like, literally just look at all of the music and the culture and the dances that came from all these different places. Salsa, African origin. Conga, African origin. Bongo, African origin. Merengue, African origin. Mofongo, all of it. Even Santeria, all has an African origin. Granted, they are linked definitely to the South American culture, but it all has an African origin. So if that in itself doesn't make you realize, like, we're all connected, we just may look a little different and speak a little different language, like, we all connected. And we need to start embracing it more. So, moving right on along, unfortunately, of course, the kids are back in school now from their holiday break. But unfortunately, some of the kids, the youth in Baltimore schools were literally in class in coats and scarves and gloves while trying to learn. They were in 40-degree classrooms, y'all. 40-degree classrooms. And we wouldn't have even known about it had it not been for this brother. And I want everyone to follow him. I'm going to put his information in the bio and make sure that I tag him. His name is Aaron Mabin. He's a teacher there. And there's literally a clip of him sitting around. These are young elementary school children, and they're like rubbing their hands together and blowing in their hands because they're freezing, all while trying to just come to school and get an education. At the end of the day, our youth face enough obstacles when it comes to pursuing their education. They already are being looked at as lesser than their white counterparts. Their schools don't get as much funding. Some of the schools aren't accredited. Not to mention the things that's going on in their households. So to come to school and then still have to be freezing and deal with those type of conditions, it's all just a deterrent from them getting and receiving the proper education. We can't let that happen. They do have a GoFundMe. They're trying to get some space heaters for the schools, for the classrooms, because unfortunately I don't see Baltimore running in to fix it immediately, but we do have to still do our part. Definitely donate to the GoFundMe if you can, and if not, just make sure you follow that brother and just stay posted and just stay up to date on what we can do, because yes, Baltimore is technically the inner city, and no, it might not be your child, but those are our children. We got to look out for those babies. We got to look out. It's our duty. It's our responsibility. So definitely make sure you follow that. I did hear that the schools were closed today, but those children were still freezing yesterday, and I doubt that anything was done in those classrooms to help it today. So just stay up to date with it. Definitely stay tuned to our page as well. Conscious Kingdom will be posting and following it. I've actually reached out to Aaron, so we're going to definitely try to stay in tune with that as well. In other news, we did lose one of our sisters in the revolutionary fight, Erica Garner, who is the daughter of Eric Garner. He was our brother who was murdered at the hands of NYPD, and his daughter Erica had took up, after his very unfortunate death, she put her life's work into basically fighting for her father and making sure that his story was acknowledged, and that she attacked and go against police brutality. And unfortunately, we have now lost her as well. She had basically slipped in. They had to medically induce her into a coma after she had a severe heart attack that was brought on by like an asthma episode, because she did suffer with asthma. She did have heart problems. So they had to medically induce a coma, and within that coma, she actually was pronounced brain dead. And then a few days later, she actually transitioned. And as of this time, her family is refusing to say anything, to do any interviews, to give any comments to white journalists. And in honor of our fallen sister, that is Black excellence. They're like, no, We know what she stood for. We're going to keep that legacy going. Y'all aren't going to write the narrative. We're going to share it. Y'all not doing it. You're not about to whitewash this. You're not going to downplay what happened to her father or what happened to her. Like, I love it. Her family's like, no comment. We'll have no comments for y'all. Literally put it on her official Twitter and everything. I was like, oh, I love that. Honor those who have put in that work and don't let anyone take away from what they have done. I say all that to say I have an immense amount of respect for her for doing what she did to fight for her father and his legacy. I think it's amazing. She was relentless in her pursuit to make sure that she let it be known that she was against it all, and she really never shied away from the brutal truth of what happened to her father. You know, just think about the courage that takes to relive that moment over and over and over in every interview and every protest and everything, in every speaking engagement that you do. You have to keep rethinking and mentioning and going into detail about what happened to your fallen father. I commend her. I have so much respect for her. So I say this respectfully and in love. Sis was only 27 years old. And I think that we need to take this as those who are blessed to still be here. We need to take this as a moment to realize we have to take better care of ourselves if we truly are ready for any sort of fight or any revolution, period. Anyone who is even familiar with any type of war tactics or even played Call of Duty knows that you have to be prepared before you enter into any battle, into any fight. Even if you enter in a schoolyard fist fight, you know you need to be ready. We are not ready if we are unhealthy. We are battling things that we can ultimately control with our diet and our stress levels and our lifestyles. Again, this is no disrespect to sis, because I have the utmost respect to her family, and that is not what I mean by any of this. But we who are still here need to take this as a lesson. Our health is our first defense. We have to be ready. You can't say that you're ready for a revolution if you can't run, you can't jump, you're not physically fit to be able to withstand physical y'all feel me? Like, we have to be ready. And that first starts at that kitchen table. It starts at what we digest, food, what we digest, and what our diet just isn't what we eat. It's what we think. It's who we're around. It's all of those things. The substances that we may abuse and that we may, use recreationally. We have to think about how all of that is affecting us. So definitely don't let her transition be in vain. Keep that in mind. She was only 27 years old. She won't see her 30th birthday, y'all. And we needed her. She was a key factor in the fight. So health is wealth. I know it's a corny little saying, but it's real. We got to take care of ourselves, y'all. Even if you just taking moments just to make different, And if you haven't heard, Essence is now Black owned once again. I know it's kind of silly. We got to celebrate like a Black magazine being Black owned again, but y'all, it's just the way of the world. But we are trying to come back. You see, Diddy said that this is the year of Black excellence, and we are going to bask in that energy, honey. And that's what we doing. So I know y'all remember back in like November, the owner of Shea Moisture had all the natural mommies up in a frenzy, honey, because he allowed a larger white corporation to acquire Unilever, and it basically was Shea Moisture was under that umbrella. So it looked like he had let go of his baby to get that coin, but we didn't know. Brother was plotting. That brother has since went on and founded an independent Black-owned company, and it's called Essence Ventures LLC. He took that and that money he got from that Shea Moisture deal and is now bought back that portion of Essence, so it's completely Black owned again. And not only did he do that, he made sure that all of the executives received an equity stake. And I don't know if y'all know, but all of the executives over at Essence are beautiful Black women. So I was like, yes, that is how you do it. Like, it's chess, y'all. It ain't checkers. We got to be out here calculating moves. We got to be able to see further. And that's what that brother did. So Essence is black owned once again. And I'm going to have to pick me up a copy because I had boycotted a little bit. I did. Now they got me. Y'all got me back. Speaking of black things, this person tried to be black for a while, but looks like he's going back to his side. I don't know if y'all have heard, but Justin Timberlake, the blue-eyed heartthrob that we always like, ooh, yeah, like Justin can come to the cookout. Well, Justin don't want to come to the cookout. Justin want to go back to the ranch, honey. Justin Timberlake is releasing his new album, and it's called Man of the Woods. I'm not joking. It's really called Man of the Woods. He literally looks like an Abercrombie ad. Justin Timberlake like sitting in grass and shit. I'm like, this is sexy back? No, this ain't sexy back. Like, the one that was with Pharrell and Timberland and in the clubs and stuff, the same guy. Like, he looks completely, like, I never thought a white person could whitewash themselves. Justin Timberlake has gone all the way back, y'all. And it's a timeless story. We've seen it with Miley Cyrus. She made sure she got the popularity with her little twerking, gyrating, whatever. I don't even want to call it twerking. I think it's disrespectful to the ancestors. But she did that, made money off of us. Lady Gaga went all hip-hop pop, made songs with Beyonce, made her money. Now, then she went back. And now it's Justin Timberlake's turn. He done gone white again. And it's just what happens. And speaking of artists who make money off of black music, Bruno Mars has a new song out. It's him and Cardi B. And the video is like super cute. They did the whole like in living color theme. And Cardi B is just adorable, y'all. Like I just love her. You can tell that's real genuine energy. And I love that. But as much as I love Cardi, and no, I'm not hating, but I have to be real, it kind of makes me question, like, what is making the industry like love her so much? Like, what are their motives in them promoting Cardi B as much? And why Cardi B? Like, it's just like, she has a great story, she has a great personality. I would never take that from her. Best believe I go off when Bodak Yellow come on just like the next girl. Trust me, I do. But it's like, why has Hollywood embraced her so much? And then I just thought about it. Like, I'm like, would they do this if she didn't look how she did? Like, let's really think about the colorism of it all. Like, is Cardi B this famous because she does have that sort of foreign appeal, and then she's lighter and all of that? Because, like, she literally has been on, like, Jimmy Kimmel and, like, just making these white people all super uncomfortable, but they are embracing her to a point that's almost like, what are y'all's motives? I don't understand it. Like, would Cardi be this successful if she looked like Amara La Negra? If she was that darker girl? I gotta think about it, y'all, because I don't think so, to be honest. But I'ma still get hyped when her verse on Motorsport come on, okay? But I just had to point that out, okay? And speaking of dope music, oh my god, this had me so hyped. Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog will write, produce, and curate the soundtrack for, wait for it, Black Panther. Y'all, it's about to be so lit up in there. Oh my gosh. When I tell y'all I'm coming with a floor-length fur dashiki down, listen, it is going to be a movie, for real. And if you haven't got your tickets yet and you're still, like, worried about it, or you, like, know you really, really want to go and you don't want to worry about the long lines and the foolishness of the crowds and all of that, Conscious Kingdom actually will be hosting 2 different meetups, one in DC and one in Virginia Beach, where we will, basically all you have to do is buy your ticket through us. Your ticket includes guaranteed admission, so you don't have to worry about it selling out. You'll be guaranteed a seat. You'll be set. You can walk in, sit down, and be happy. You will have drinks and a snack included with that ticket price, and I will also enter you into a raffle for a $25 gift card, as well as a gift basket from Conscious Kingdom. So you can check that meetup link out in the bio or in the comments, all of that. I'll make it easy for you to find. But if you're interested, come and join us. It's literally just a way to bring us all together to bask in our Black excellence, because that film is going to be amazing. And Kendrick is putting his touch on it now too. Definitely in there. And on that note, we are going to take a break. Hey, make sure you check out our site, shopconsciouskingdom.com. We have all of the hottest looks, hottest accessories, all with that African flair. Check us out, shopconsciouskingdom.com. And we are back. So if this is your first time tuning in, the reason that it's named Freedom, Freadom, a literary podcast, is because after we do all of the shenanigans of the hot topics and all of that, we do take time to actually read. It's an oratory reading. We take it back old school and we flip through the pages and we learn and we grow together. And the reason that I wanted to do this is because everyone knows that knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. And the best, most efficient way to obtain that is through literacy. And it is something that I'm a huge advocate for. We should always read things beyond our social media news feeds and, hot headlines. We should really take time to read. It's very therapeutic and it just helps you grow and it just makes things better. So that is the lit portion of the literary podcast. And for the new year, I know everyone is focusing on their resolutions. You should be trying to get more in tune with your energy and manifest and really align some things for your life. So to start off, we're going to, for the month of January, we'll be working with this book, Working with Your Chakras. It is by Ruth White, and it is a physical, emotional, and spiritual approach to the chakras. So it'll give a bit of a background if you're unfamiliar with it, and then it'll also have some helpful tips and tools to help you keep them aligned, different exercises that you can try, and we'll try some together throughout the podcast. So we will dive right into chapter 1, Exploring Your Chakras. Gildas, my discarnate guide and communicator, has come to be loved and respected by many who are interested in contact with the other worlds. He has been in direct teaching communication with me for over 30 years, but I have known him as a companion for the whole of my life. As part of his communication, he teaches about healing. Specifically, he speaks of the channeling of subtle energies through one person to another in order to aid healing and growth. He makes it clear that healing is not just for obvious sickness, disease, or disability, but to help in raising our ceilings of potential. He maintains that healing should not be seen as a force directed solely to restoring a state of health which has previously been known. Full openness to the healing journey involves being taken through and beyond dis-ease into a new state of awareness and understanding of what it means to be whole and well. This may or may not be directly related to the wellness of the physical body. It encompasses spiritual understanding, a sense of purpose, emotional well-being, and an ease and excitement at being alive. This sort of healing is not a handing over to a healer, therapist, or doctor, but is a consciously directed growth process. It may be assisted and guided by others, but the aim is self-healing ability, awareness, and self-responsibility. It is also about the early recognition of the factors which cause disease, and thus about prevention as well as cure. The acquisition of an awareness of an energy system long recognized in Eastern esoteric teaching as the chakras is a tool which helps in working with healing growth. There is an energy field around every human being, which is spiritually described and clairvoyantly perceived as the aura. This may be seen in color or as a vague light. It may be sensed as private space or experienced as a subtle electrical tingling around an individual. The aura usually stretches about 4 to 6 inches out from the physical body. Once a person is truly dead, there is no vitality in or around the physical body. The subtle energy field is no longer functioning. A vital essence has been withdrawn. Those who are clairvoyantly gifted or who have trained their subtle sensitivity can describe the full radiant colors which constitute the auric field. Some colors remain constant, while others change according to an individual's mood or state of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. There is a central, subtle column of energy interpenetrating with the physical body and running from the crown of the head to the perineum, the area midway between the anus and the genitals. Each chakra has petals and a stem. The stems of the crown and root chakras are open and are contained within the central column. The other chakras have petals which open into the auric field at the front and stems which project into the auric field at the back. The stems normally stay closed, but the petals are flexible, opening and closing, vibrating and turning according to the different life situations encountered. A healthy chakra is a flexible chakra. Where there is dis-ease, the chakra energies become inflexible or actually blocked. Working with chakras can thus aid physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Though normally closed, a healthy chakra stem is like a self-opening valve. It allows unwanted energy or reaction to pass through. It is part of the elimination system. These stems can be damaged by shock or trauma, by overuse of drugs, medical or hallucinogenic, by lengthy or too frequent anesthesia, and by alcohol and tobacco abuse. In such cases, they may stay open, rendering the individual vulnerable to outside influences of all kinds. Much chakra work, though, is... Wait. This open state of the stems can be healed through an understanding of color and energies and by the receiving of the sort of healing which can be channeled through the hands. Much chakra work, though, is of a self-help nature. With a little knowledge and practice, you can do a great deal to change your life with exercises which are almost as straightforward as breathing or through creative and colorful visualization. Chakra colors. The original 7 chakras carry the colors of the rainbow spectrum. This does not necessarily mean that they are those colors, but they are responsible for that color note within your chakra team and auric field. Any color may be seen or sensed in any chakra. It could be said that each chakra has its own full spectrum of color. The presence, quality, and degree of other colors reflects information about ourselves. In moving into the more detailed description of the chakras, it will be seen that each is like a separate universe, though linked to all the different areas of life, growth, and abilities. Though understanding them separately, awareness of the whole team must always be kept in mind. Chakras can be seen as a map of consciousness, charting a spiritual and evolutionary journey, not only for the individual, but for the whole of humanity. Consciousness is a progressive revelation. That which is unconscious is undefined, formless, dark, shadowy, without concept. In a state of health, there is constant movement between the known and the unknown. That is the context of the chakra map. The chakras are moving, vibrating, pulsating wheels of light. Connecting with them gives us a better understanding of ourselves and the way in which we relate to our partners and all who are important in our lives. All right, the next chapter, the root chakra. Location: perineum, the area midway between the anus and the genitals. The petals face downward between the legs. The stem faces upward into the central column and is naturally and healthily slightly open. Keywords: rootedness, incarnation, acceptance, self-preservation, concept. Colors: red, brown, and mauve. Element: earth. Sense: smell. Body: physical. Stimulating fragrances: musk, lavender. Quietening fragrances: cedarwood. Crystals and gemstones: onyx, bloodstone, ruby, tiger's eye, rose quartz, and smoky quartz. Prayer or affirmation: through incarnation may spirit be brought into matter. Through rootedness may life force be recharged and exchanged. We acknowledge wholeness and seek to gain and to reflect acceptance. The key words: Rootedness. This is in some ways synonymous with grounding. In accepting incarnation, we become rooted with the element of earth and more consciously interactive with the life of the planet. Difficulties take on a new perspective, giving us more overall purpose and sense of meaning. Incarnation and acceptance. The concise Oxford Dictionary defines incarnation as embodiment in flesh. This needs to be accepted before we can become grounded or rooted. Self-preservation. This links the root chakra to all instinctual behavior. Through instinct, we preserve ourselves from danger. We learn, for instance, that we can use fire for warmth and cooking, but that it has to be contained and controlled in order to stop it from injuring us or being destructive. Fears, which warn us to stay within certain limitations, are mechanisms of self-preservation. Fear of falling is one. Some of the competitive areas of life, particularly in the sports world, lead us to test the boundaries between self-preservation and danger. There is a thrill in testing ourselves in this way. Strengthening the root chakra rebalances instinctual judgment. Concept. In the section on developmental age, it will be seen that proper play opportunities for children lay the foundation for the forming of concepts firmly derived from experience. Concepts are necessary to the abstract thinking, which is an ingredient of creativity. This keyword illustrates that good grounding is the foundation for the development of the fullest potential possible in each individual. People who have difficulty with conceptual thought may be lacking in early play experiences. Fortunately, it is rarely too late to learn to play or to get other insights which help to heal the wounds of early experience and the inner child which resides in each one of us. The colors. Red is the essential or basic color for the root chakra. This color has the lowest vibrational rate in the color spectrum. The root chakra is responsible for producing the color red in our energy field. A healthy energy field is one which contains some of each color of the spectrum. The distribution of the colors reflect individual gifts and talents. Aura readers interpret the colors and their distribution in order to give the energy which the sitter may be seeking. If you have difficulty with any root chakra issues, color visualization is a powerful aid to self-healing. The sense. People can actively smell danger. Animals smell and are made nervous by the release of adrenaline in humans who are afraid of them. Smell triggers the fight or flight mechanism, in which the smell of danger causes a release of adrenaline into the bloodstream, giving extra strength if we have to fight, extra speed if we need to retreat, and quickening all reaction times. In our deodorized society, we are losing touch with natural smells and the instincts which they arouse. Yet, research shows that smell is a powerful element in sexual attraction between human beings. The very latest work on pheromones is expected to lead to a breakthrough in helping people with sexual difficulties. Sex is connected to the root chakra only insofar as it is instinctual. The more conscious areas of sexuality belong rather to the sacral chakra, and we'll read about that later on. Relationship of the root chakra to the physical body. Every chakra affects and is affected by the physical body and its health and functioning. This connection is particularly related to the glandular systems. Every chakra, except for the root, also connects to a subtle body. The root chakra, with its lowest vibrational rate, is the chakra of matter and is linked to the most solid aspects of the physical body, such as bones, flesh, and muscles. When there are disharmonies or disease in these parts, the origins may be traced back to matters connected with the root chakra. Working with its colors, fragrances, crystals, and the related psychological and emotional matters will therefore help in healing these parts. Learning to love our bodies more and to accept their challenges and limitations, as well as their advantages and skills, is an important factor in self-esteem and physical healing. If these things are difficult for you, working with the root chakra will help. Working with the fragrances. Essential oils, which are pure plant and flower extracts, are being increasingly used for their therapeutic values for illness or stress. Fragrances or oils for the chakras are classified under the headings of stimulating or quietening. As you learn to read your chakras, you may get a sense of under or overactivity. An overactive chakra feels excited and tingly or tense when attention is focused into it. Such a chakra may also be open and vulnerable. An underactive chakra may feel cold or closed. It will be difficult to sense a response from it. Any images associated with it may be of closed flowers, closed doors, shields, or defensive weapons. As you open your awareness to the chakras, you will find that insights about them permeate your full consciousness. You do not have to be gifted to sense or see subtle energies. Use of the appropriate fragrances can help to adjust balances and to awaken closed chakras. If you want to feel calmer about the material world, your body, or your incarnation, then the quietening fragrance of cedarwood can be successfully used at your root chakra. If you want to be more stimulated to deal with these issues, more positively alive and vital, then the stimulating fragrances, musk and lavender will help. If you are uncertain, then mix a little of each of the oils together to form a personal root chakra balancing fragrance. There are a number of ways in which the fragrances can be used. Put a few drops into your bath, heat it in a diffuser, burn it as a stick or incense. Sniff a few drops of oil from your hand or from cotton wool, or apply it directly to the corresponding body area for the chakra. Massage yourself with fragrance oil, or better still, get someone to do it for you. Most essential oils are very concentrated, so that when applying them straight onto the skin, it is safer to put them into a gentler and more neutral carrying oil, such as almond or apricot kernel oil. It is great fun to experiment with mixing the fragrances to form a blended oil for the object you have in mind. In this way, you can create your individual fragrances and know that by wearing them, a particular healing or growth process is being encouraged. The crystals and gemstones. Smoky quartz promotes calmness, centeredness, and groundedness. It helps to calm fear, panic, or shock. Ruby vitalizes, nourishes, and warms. It is the stone to use for healing when there has been a difficult birth or bonding to the mother has been delayed for some reason. Bloodstone is purifying. It helps blood disorders. Also use it if you want to acquire the practical and material skills which are needed these days. Onyx gives strength and stamina. It is a good stone for those who feel overburdened by worldly responsibilities. Tiger's eye enhances creativity. It is a stone of fertility, unity, and strength. It is protective in times of danger and helpful when there are challenges to be met. Rose quartz can be used for all chakras. At the root, it encourages self-nurturing. It brings the quality of warm, unconditional, motherly love and helps to heal all who have had too little of this in their lives. There are several different exercises that you can do, and they have them all listed here, and they're pretty awesome. I'll read just a few. One would be a guided visual meditation for your root chakra. And it goes, let your body be comfortable, relaxed, and symmetrical. Be in touch with the rhythm of your breathing. Center into your own inner space in silence. Visualize yourself as a tree. Be aware of the whole tree and of what sort of tree it is. Be particularly aware of its roots, going down and spreading out into the earth. Feel the texture of the earth and sense the roots drawing nourishment from it for the tree. Be aware of the life force of the tree, the flows and currents within it. Amongst the roots, there is a special root called the taproot. Let your awareness be in the taproot. Be aware of a deep red color in the center of the taproot. Be aware of the brownness of the earth. Sense a gentle throb in the taproot, like a heartbeat. And through that rhythm, gradually connect with your own heartbeat rhythm, the sense of your breathing, your body, returns to your everyday surroundings. Put a circle of light over your root chakra and visualize a cloak of white light. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground as you fully return. All right. So that was the root chakra. And again, it's located, I can share just the image here. This would be the roots. Can you see? It goes over all of them. All right, that's peace. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you can tune in every week, as well as we do offer so much dope content on our YouTube channel. We do have a series where we interview Black-owned businesses, and they get to tell about their brand and their upbringing and give helpful advice, and that's called Ubuntu. I Am Because We Are. So be sure to check out that. Make sure you're following us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is always super lit, and it always has good discount codes, free shipping and giveaways, and that's what the good stuff is. So make sure you're up there. And if you're not a Facebook person because your mama and them be up there, make sure that you follow us on Instagram, because Instagram is always lit as well. So everything is at Conscious Kingdom. That's at Conscious Kingdom. See? At Conscious Kingdom. And be sure to check out our website. We put up new inventory each week because a lot of our things are handcrafted. And if it's not handcrafted, it is imported from the motherland, straight from our home, Africa, whether it be from Ghana. I mean, it's from all over. I'm blessed to have connections there. So be sure to check out the site because there's always some dope stuff. Everything that I wear in this podcast comes from Conscious Kingdom. So you see these bracelets? See that? It's lit. All of that. Conscious Kingdom. So if you like it, check out the store. It is shopconsciouskingdom.com. See that? All right. And just as we all venture into 2018, I know that the new year often applies a lot of pressure, and you feel like, you got to stick to your New Year's resolution, and you got to be this perfect person, and you got to show up on time, you got to go to the gym, you got to do yoga, and you got to, juice every morning and eat all your veggies, and it's so much pressure. But if you're human like me and you have already sort of kind of fell off the bandwagon of the resolution, I was late for work yesterday, y'all. It's real. I understand. Just don't get caught up too much in the pressures of what society deems as this is the time that you're supposed to have your shit together. Because if you don't have it together right now and you're still trying, you're still in a better predicament than a lot of others. So while you're in those moments, when you're in that pursuit of perfection and you're right in the midst of the hustle and the grind, don't forget to breathe. Just breathe and just be in the moment. I know we focus so much on planning for the future and focusing on what we don't have, but make sure you take that energy to just breathe and give thanks for the things that you do. Come on, breathe with me. In and out. As you exhale, just feel that vibration, the energy, the blood pulsating, the very life you have within your body. The very life. Just think of it like this very moment, this very day, each breath that you take, in and out, in and out, in and out. We do it so many times that we've been graced to breathe so that we just expect the next one to come. We have to give thanks for that. Each day, each year, each time that we are still here to make a difference and make our lives and manifest our lives into what we want it to be, we have to give thanks in those moments. So just remember, y'all, just breathe and give thanks. Everything that you need to succeed is already within you. You just have to tap into it. Align those chakras, and you got this. I believe in you. I love you. I'll see you next week. All right. Peace.